Action.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be back here. For one reason or another, I'm more excited because this is the first video I'm filming in 2022. Not that videos have not been going up, I prepared early, but this is the first video I'm shooting. So I'm just excited to see you guys again and excited to start the year with you. Personally, my year starts when it's around my birthday. That's February. I don't have pressure for 1st of January New Year's resolutions and also I feel like towards the end of January, that's when I ease into the new year. I don't know if you're like me. Let me know in the comment section because I don't like pressure of everyone is doing everything and I need to do it. No. So anyway, the purpose of this video is for me to share 10 things I wish I knew before I had a baby. So if you're new here, I have one baby. He's 1 year, he's 15 months. Aki mothers, we say months. 1 year, that's like 1 year, 3 months. But then we go with clinics. That's why we say months. It's not being extra. So we say 24 months instead of 2 years. Is 24 months 2 years? Yeah. Anyway, so I have one son. His name is Ronnie. He's 1 year, 3 months. And 1 year, 3 months into motherhood, there are really things I have experienced, which I wish I knew before being a mom. But nothing can really prepare you. So this video probably will help a person who's expecting or a new mom will relate with it in terms of things we're experiencing, but we didn't know before we became moms. And if there's any other thing in the comment section which I'll not have said, please let me know in the comment section and engage with me. Yeah, so let's dive into it. Number one, which is the most obvious, I did not know that I will be craving sleep. Like all you will ask a new mom, what do you need in hierarchy of needs is sleep. Sleep is number one. I didn't know that I could, like I remember when I left the hospital with the baby, I did not understand how I was awake every 2 hours. Already pregnancy prepares you for motherhood because you're not sleeping well. But now having the baby there, when they're in your stomach, fine, you can control it. Kidog, or you can say, let me sleep and sleep. But now when they're out, and then they're sleeping 2-3 hours, every 2-3 hours, they're waking up to feed. I thought I was going crazy. Sleep is a very rare phenomena with moms. And I can imagine even before I sleep trained, I looked at some of my notes on, like my mental health was not good. And I wrote down a few things when my husband was asking me, so what is the problem? Number one was I was sleep deprived and I just need to sleep because the baby was not sleeping. So I didn't know that sleeping through the night, the definition will change, that you can sleep for 4 hours or 5 hours and the next day you're at work and you're supposed to act like nothing happened. Did you know a normal human being cannot survive without sleep for more than, 3 days? I did a live session with Fitness with Stephanie. You can check on Instagram. And she was telling me you can survive on water for longer than you can survive on sleep, like without sleep. You will crash. Your body will crash. So before becoming a mom, I did not know that. I took sleep for granted. I just watched movies. I tell all my pregnant friends, it's annoying, but I tell them, sleep before the baby comes. Yeah, so I didn't know sleep will be a very rare phenomena and something that you really crave for every time. And that power naps are key. You need to power nap. And also, it's just that my son is sleep trained, he sleeps better, but because my body has still been sleep deprived, I sleep late, and then I have to wake up early because babies don't know what a weekend is. Yeah, so that's number one, that sleep is a rare phenomenon. Number two, I didn't know that breastfeeding is hard. I did not know how hard it is. Like, all I had in my head before I became a mom is how sweet it looks on photos. You're just there, just seeing moms looking at the kids so lovingly. Yes, it's a bonding experience, but I did not know just what it involves. Like, one, there's cracked nipples, which are painful. I think close to labor comes cracked nipples. Then there's nipple confusion. Then there's flat nipples. Then there's inverted nipples for some mom. Then you'll find, like, if I don't breastfeed, the milk disappears. Yeah. Or there's so much. Pumping, the amount of time you'll spend on pumping, I did not know you would spend that many hours, because you pump like every 3 to 4 hours. Imagine how many minutes of a day. And pumping can take 15 to 30 to 25 minutes every single session. So I didn't know breastfeeding is that hard. And I actually respect breastfeeding moms, but I also understand the need to supplement with formula and everything, because it can be tough on your body, tough on your mental health, especially if you're suffering with low supply and how to get it back up, and you're tired and you can't put in the work. There's no judgment to any mom, but I really wish that someone told me breastfeeding is so hard. It's so hard. Hey, it's so hard. I managed to do it for 6 months, but I had to push myself mentally and physically to do it. And I don't take it for granted that I was able to do it. But having been through that process, I would say that it's not an easy thing. And I just respect breastfeeding moms, even those who are still doing it past 1 year, because my son stopped like at 10, 11 months, where it is hard. It is hard, great benefits, but it is hard. Just the reality. Number 3, I did not know that motherhood can be so lonely. It's something you might not even understand unless you become a mom, because you think you're going through new experiences and it's all confusing to you, and everyone's life seems to be moving on. So it can be quite a lonely journey, which makes me tired to a point that you actually need mom friends to survive this motherhood streets. You really need someone who can relate with what you're going through, and you need to look for them. If you don't have, you need to look for even one, just one, for your sanity. Just have a mom friend. I used to have a friend who used to like text in the middle of the night, "Hey, meamka, mnanyonya saizi?" Like, are you awake? Like when the babies were very young. So it would console me, like, anyway, I'm not alone. Someone else pia is in the middle of the night being woken up. Number 4, and this one caught me quite off guard. I did not know postpartum blues are a thing. I did not know how unaware you can get like postpartum depression and how easily you can get it. I used to think, no, me, I'm a strong person. Me, I won't have that. Me, I have a support system, nini. But postpartum blues are a thing, and you need to know that if you're going to to give birth, you need to know that they kick in for most women, at least 3 out of 5. Right after you give birth and the first 2 weeks, you might have postpartum blues, where you find yourself crying, where you find yourself you're not understanding what has happened, you're sleep deprived, this baby needs you, you're overwhelmed. I think the word is just overwhelmed. I used to cry and tell my sister, I'm overwhelmed. Even in the hospital, I used to cry just because I'm crying. I'm like, why did I get a CS, by the way? I cry. Like, all this did not make sense when I was going through them, until later I'm like, oh, I'm reading, this thing is called postpartum blues. And I remember talking to one friend actually when I was in the hospital, crying that I can't breastfeed the baby, and I had a C-section and I felt like a failure. I think I was talking to Kambua that night. I don't even know if she remembers, but she was telling me, you're going to be fine. You've done a good job. There's nothing wrong with having a CS, but it's your emotions that just overwhelm you. So you don't know that you're going through something, and it's because of the hormones. They are stabilizing, and before they stabilize, you feel like you're going crazy and you're overwhelmed. I don't know how many of you experienced postpartum blues, but mine was so bad. Like, it was so bad. I think I used to cry the whole week. And then now later on, even I think at 4, 5, 6 months is when postpartum depression can easily kick in, because babies, if the sleep was bad, it becomes worse, especially after 6 months. You're sleep deprived, you have other things going on, you have work needs that need you to attend to them. You can easily get postpartum depression, and it's a very dark space to be in, and especially For me, I did not know I did not accept that I had postpartum depression, and I took so many online questionnaires, and all of them were like positive. I'm like, oh my God, I have this thing. The point is just that you might be caught unaware, and if you do, maybe get help for it. This is just a video that probably I'll do another day. Get help, seek professional help, or get support system to overcome it, because you can. Number 5, I didn't know that having a baby would mean that my friendships with non-mom friends would be tested, actually. And mine were not so bad, because I feel like my friends who are not moms yet, they really stepped up. Like, they were there for me. Even I did not know. Like, they met me at my need. They knew she's the new mom. She's probably the one we should go visit, as opposed to let's meet maybe somewhere. There's somewhere that we would have met for a cafe or for coffee or something. Like, they made effort. If you are not a mom yet and you have a friend who's a mom, I would tell you, it's that season where you need to be more of the friend. And it's not bad. But it's, if you value your friendship with that new mom, just be there for them. Step in. If it's going to their house with something cooked, or if it's just going to watch their kids, no one is forcing you to do motherhood things. But for that season that you are in that friendship, you're gonna need to step up and meet your friend at their point of need. I have friends who used to come just over and sit with me and ask me how I am, how can they help me, or they call me and ask, what do you need us to bring? And they're not moms. And I remember even when one of my friends gave birth before me, we are a group of 3. We used to go to her house to sleep over, because anyway, we were not expecting her to start meeting us at what point. She was not sleeping well, and then her baby really needed her. She didn't have like, she couldn't let go. And we noticed that. So we jumped in, and every like 3 months we'd go sleep over, spend time with her, and then we'd pick, and if she's okay or she's not okay, then we know how to deal. So friendships will be tested, but it's time for like your non-mom friends to meet you at your point of need more. It's just a season, it's gonna pass. Number 6, I didn't know how important self-care is. Like, it has to be very intentional. Otherwise, you lose yourself, and that's how even postpartum depression and anxiety kick in and everything. You have to have self-care, and not a day where you go pamper yourself. No, I'm talking about small minutes within your day, or small hours, kidogo hours. You go treat yourself for your sanity. When you're taking care of yourself as a mom, then you become a better parent. And it's just true, by the way. If you're going to go for you to make your nails, please go. If you're gonna go for a massage, please go. If you're going to go for a drive, go. If you're going to go for a walk, if you're going to go to the gym, if you're going to put makeup as therapy, if you're going to decide on cycling, like, look for that self-care activity that you can squeeze in, even if it's 15 minutes a day, so that you can maintain your sanity. Remove the mindset of I need a full day of self-care. Yes, sometimes you do, but every little day. My sister used to tell me, go for that walk, take your chocolate. If that's what you want, it's gonna make you feel good. Try and get 15 minutes in a day for you. And that's going to help you very much. Point number 7. I didn't know before I became a mom that my emotions will be all over the place. Sometimes I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like your emotions are so many. You are the same person who's expected to work and be a mom and be a wife and be there for your friends, but you're the same person who's experiencing a lot of love for your baby that you find it hard to leave, but you find the intense need to look for time for self-care at the same time. You're experiencing intense frustration because this baby who you love immensely is not sleeping. Then you're going to experience anxiety because you have a new nanny, because you're not sure, mtoto ameshiba, has the baby been fed? Has the baby showered? Is this baby breathing? I don't know how many times I checked if my son was breathing. He's sleeping on his stomach. Guys, seeds. Oh my God. Like, anxiety is peak. Anxiety is peak. Emotions are peak. Then you have rage. That day you've not slept, someone just says something and off you go. Like, motherhood is a ball of emotions that I did not know I would have. And at hindsight, I really understand my mom. That days she'd wake up and the whole house would feel this woman did not sleep well or something. At hindsight, now I understand. But it just takes a lot of self-awareness to work on yourself so that you can control all these emotions. But if you're going through them, let me tell you, it's normal. We are all going crazy. It's very normal. Which brings me to point number 8, which is I did not know how hard balancing it will be. Like, I think before I became a mom, it was so easy for me to go to work and just be a wife and meet my friends. Oh, you want meet for coffee? Okay, fine, let me come. It was so easy. It was so easy. Right now, it's bewildering how I have to organize a coffee date with my friend like 3 weeks in advance. Let's set the date. Let's mark the date. Let's remind each other a week before. We are still on board. Yes, we have to be very intentional. Balancing is crazy. I didn't know how balancing in the same house, being a mom and a wife, is going to be hard. And it takes an understanding partner to know that there's a season, by the way, you will just not be available as much. Yeah, especially the first few months, you're not going to be able to balance, and it's okay. So what I've learned right now is that someday you do better as a mom, someday you do better as a wife, some days you do better as a working person, and it's okay. You can't just balance. It's not easy. It's not easy to say now I'm balancing. There are days, by the way, I'm supposed to be at work, but my mind is I need to stay with my son, and vice versa. I need to finish this job, which means I'll come home and my child is asleep, and it's okay, by the way. So don't stress yourself because you can't balance. Everyone is just juggling. We are just juggling. Some days this takes the win, some days this takes gets to lose. Which brings me to the next point, which is point number 9. I didn't know that no one has it figured out. No one has it figured out. So then the next time you're thinking of asking how do you balance being a mom and nini, no one has it figured out. We are just doing our best. Don't put pressure on yourself. I used to think, I'll be those moms who just are home with their kids, and how I'd love that. How I'd love that I'm just present every day to experience my child, but I am still a person and I need to do me things as well, and that's okay. So don't stress yourself. I think no one has it figured out is the main point here. Just go with the flow and try and be intentional. Number 10, and this comes especially after you've had like baby showers and there's an advice segment and everything. You'll get so many advices as a mom, but your baby is going to be your best teacher. Your baby is going to teach you how to be a mom. There's no school of moms. There's no school of how to handle a nanny. I've shared in my videos, I just didn't know how to interact or handle a nanny, the first employee you're bringing to your house. Motherhood, you will learn on the job, and your baby will be your biggest teacher. How your baby is unique, how they react to things, you will know how to respond as a mom. So no matter how many advices you get at your baby showers and everything, just remember that your baby is going to be your biggest teacher, and your baby will humble you. Your baby will really humble you. You think you know? Wait till you meet your baby, and then they'll teach you don't know. And especially if you have the same personality with your baby, they will shock you and they will teach you so much about yourself, more than even about them. Yeah, so these are just a few things that I wish I knew, but there's no way of knowing for sure until you just enter motherhood, and then you learn in the school of motherhood. Experience is the best teacher. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you related with some of these points. If you did, let me know in the comment section which one hit home the hardest. See you on the next video, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.